Let's go through a tier list of CDMs. Now, we've only got meta players here. I've not gone in. I basically took out everyone who's got 81 sprint speed. I'm not gonna show you garbage just for the sake of it. That's ill-advising you, but we've got every single player here. All the new players. We're gonna go over the tier list. Now, I know there's a new evolution as well that just came out very recently for the Kaiser, but I'll be honest, we'll kind of cover this in a second, but you can actually make some really top tier players with some good filters. I'll show you that at the end of the video. But let's first start off now with the first player, and that is Jones. So I want to show you the stats as well, because I think that's also important. Now, Jones actually, I think, is a very good card. 89 sprint speed, 86 defense awareness. Let's say you looked at it in terms of just base value, ignoring whether the card is obtainable or not as an example. I think he's a perfect card. Got the jockey playstyle plus, and he's got some really good playstyles. Well, I think he definitely goes in with being one of the better options inside the game. I think he's S tier. Maybe you could argue even S plus, but I think at this moment of time, I probably wouldn't go with. Maybe at the end, we'll kind of reconfigure. Now, for Carlos Alberto, this is the CDM version, bear in mind. Alberto, a very good card, does lack some of the defensive playstyles. Like you would want block. Maybe you could argue a bit of tiki-taka or ping pass as a distributor, but from a defending standpoint, guy's insane. 91 sprint speed, 88 defensive awareness. I think he has everything you'd want from a CDM. I think he's one of those cards that can go into your team. He's got the height as well that can make you defensively solid. People think he's shorter than he is. I think we might even consider him S plus, but I think for now, we're going to put him in S plus tier. Now, the next one we're going to go over is Pinto. I don't even know about this card, Foot Champs Mastery. I've never seen it, but she's actually an all-right card. Let's say she's 5'5". That's the only downside. She's an all-right card. I think she lacks defensive playstyles. She lacks the height. So just to save some time, we're going to put her in A tier. I think she's still a decent card. Like, I mean, let's be honest. Stats. I can guarantee you'll improve in FC25. I have an FC25 School Series, but before you skip ahead, what if I told you I can guarantee you'll get better? Or if you don't, I'll refund your money. I can say this because I've been running my school for many years and thousands of people have joined and even stay on. We go over a complete in-depth gameplay tutorial showing you the theory of something and showing you gameplay examples in a structured format, unlike my YouTube channel, which is just all over the place. We also started a series from Division 10 all the way to Elite Division, showing you every single game from Division 10 to the Elite Division basic gameplay so you can copy it and see how to get to the Elite Division so easily. The video is on a progressive systematic learner system, teaching you everything from the core mechanics to the meta so you can get better as a whole, with explanations that go beyond the scope of even my YouTube channel. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better at FC. Patreon.com/NoGuys, or click the link down below. We upload videos every single week with adjusting to the new recent updates and patches so you can stay up to date and ahead of your competition. Now, when you join, we have a library of hundreds of videos, more than my YouTube videos, in fact, with new FC25 videos getting uploaded on a regular basis so you never run out of content. The biggest mistake people do is they spend thousands of dollars each year on FIFA points thinking this will make them a better player, but it won't. But now it's time to make that change. And don't forget, I guarantee you'll improve, and if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That's the No Guys guarantee. Click the link down below in the description, patreon.com/No Guides. Don't lie, but we'll come back to it anyway. We'll come back to it. Then we go over one of the, in my opinion, one of the best CDMs that money can buy right now in the game. Don't get me wrong, very pricey at 3 million. I thought he went down. I thought he went down a bit further, but he was 4. But I thought he went to about 2.5. But 3 million, he is one of the best cards inside the game. 5-star weak foot, 5'11", intercept, and the ping pass, anticipate, has quick step. You know, if I had to choose, the best play styles would be, for me, I would want some sort of ping pass or tiki-taka. I'd want jockey, block, intercept, anticipate. Those are the main ones. And I'd want rapid, quick step, relentless, and press proven, and aerial. That would be my perfect, so quote-unquote, choice. But I think just the fact for the chemistry he gives, gets in straight away as a hero, 99 defense awareness, 91 sprint speed. You can literally just put a hunter on this guy, or if you want to put a shadow on him for the sake of it, for the bans. You can even go to catalyst. I think he goes in. There's not even, don't have to even debate this. He's S plus, one of the best cards inside the game. I don't think there's any really contention with that. Now this guy, we just, do you know, maybe we should. Should I really put these cards in? These Rivals Mastery cards. I'm just gonna leave it anyway. So if you have him, you have him. I think he's a decent card. Leagues are gonna be an issue. I think he's a decent card. A tier. I don't think he's anything beyond that. Bam. Now we're going to go over to the new one, Archie Gray, the new card that I was looking at. Now, Archie Gray's a bit of a weird one. I have the evolution of him. I think he's a very good card. Now, if you're talking about stats wise, he has everything you want: Nightfall, sprint speed, 8, defense awareness, done Evo, tiki taka, anticipate. Could have maybe a block, but I still think he's very, very good. I think you're honestly, maybe I use the evolution card, a weaker version of this. I think you move into S plus tier. I think for his price, I think he's very, very good. Don't get me wrong, he can't shoot, okay? But let's have a look at just the CDM to defend. I think there's an argument for S plus tier here. Rabiot, we talked about him already. I'm going to put him in S tier. Now, Rabiot, I've used him. He's got no defensive playstyles. I'll show you now. No defensive playstyles, but for the price that you're paying for the card. Because also when I'm doing this tier list, I'm working out, okay, someone could be A plus tier, but if there's someone that maybe generally makes it into the tier for being a good value, like Archie Gray, I think they warrant the reason to get the S tier. Doesn't just mean stats, but it could also mean good value for money. But of course, they have to be a good player. I think Rabiot goes in S tier. Now, I know from a CDM perspective, there's an argument of A tier, but I think just stats alone, I've used him. I actually really like him. Good defense awareness, good interceptions. He goes in S tier for me. I understand why people would probably be against it, but that's where I'm going to put him. Hasegawa can play both center mid and CDM. She is okay. She's 5'1", which is probably one of the biggest thing that lets her down. Although stats-wise, she's very, very good. There's the argument made, but I think because she's so short, she has to go in A tier. Maybe you can argue she's in the beginning of A tier, but because of that height, you know, I want to be honest. She needs to realistically go. Maybe she can be on top of A tier for now. Then we have Adley. Now, Adley is a card that, I'll be honest, I didn't actually see either. But a very good card. Again, the thing that lacks with him is defensive playstyles. Good height as well. I think he's S tier. Maybe you could argue one of the higher ones in S tiers. We're going to put him over here. We're going to drop him underneath here. Now, Xavi Alonso. Oh, my favorite. One of my favorite cards inside the game. I think Xavi Alonso, this card, in my opinion, goes in S+. Now, listen, hear me out. I think because of what he can do, now this is important, okay? I've used him, so I've got a bit of a personal affection to him. I think for 100k, he could have better playstyles. Don't get me wrong. I agree. The playstyles defensively are shocking. Okay, you'd want the jockey in a block. But from his passing ability, good defense awareness, and good sprint speed, maybe you can argue going a bit outdated now. Maybe, okay, maybe he's on the cusp now. I think maybe he goes S tier. I don't think we can put him in S+. Let's just get emotions out of it, because, you know, emotions can always alter your decisions. I think he goes in S. Even though I don't want to put him there, he goes in S tier. Trent. Trent. I think he goes, again, another card that lacks the defensive play styles, but I think he has to go S+. I think because of what he can offer going forward and his stats and his Premier League, you know what, we'll move them after. We'll move him after. We will move the card after. That is what I'm probably going to go with. There's a lot of arguments. All right, let's move on. We'll move them after. Dawson, okay. Height is a bit meh. Sprint speed could be higher. I think she's S tier. I'm going to put her in there. Now, Tonali. Now, this is the interesting one. Tonali is one of those ones where, like, move this down a little bit. Tonali is one of those ones where, oh, where do I put Tonali? We need to probably expand these tiers. Let me do that now, actually. Okay, so we've done some changing now. We'll go with this. Okay, now Tonali is one of my favorite cards personally inside the game. You guys know that I've evolved my Tonali. I still think this card is very good. I think the sprint speed, defensiveness, interceptions, they kind of carry him with that physicality. I don't think he's S+ tier, but I think he's an S tier. Maybe there should be like a halfway point. But I think that Rodri, we're not even going to talk about. He's going to go S+. If not one of the best CDMs inside the game, really. Has everything that you'd want. Yes, you could have better defensive play styles, don't get me wrong. But I think just on stats alone, he's very, very good. And as a distributor, With ping pass and tiki-taka playstyle, he's being one of the best, personally speaking, there. Now, Renato Sanchez is a new card. Now, Renato Sanchez, okay, let's ignore the league for a second. Again, you know, we're going to need to really reconfigure how we do these. Because I got to think about, maybe we should change this just from a defensive standpoint, but I think for an all-around CDM, he's very, very good. I think he goes, maybe not S+. He goes S tier. Ramirez, probably a bit outdated now. There is, of course, a new Ramirez, which we will go over as well. But let's say we're talking about this Ramirez. I think he's a good card. I think he's... Does he go to A tier? No. We got to put him in S tier. We will modify these as time goes on. This new Ramirez, though, however, that one, A tier. Or S+ tier. This card is unbelievable. I want to buy on my main account. He has everything that you'd want. The main things I really focus on is intercept and jockey playstyle for my ones. If they don't got anticipate, I don't care. If they haven't got slide tackling, I don't care. Most people don't care about that. Bruiser, I don't care either. I know people heavily weight Bruiser and anticipate, but to be honest, Bruiser, I don't notice that much of a difference. Most people don't use advanced defending anyway. Anticipate is a bit of a fraud one, okay? I'd rather have the normal anticipate that, like, you know, improves the chance of stand tackling. Don't get me wrong, it makes a big difference. But I don't really have that issue with when I make my tackles, because I don't really make tackles that maybe for the average player makes tackles that they shouldn't be making. They get away with it, but I don't. So I don't weight that very highly. I think he has everything you'd want. There's no point even arguing with him. He's S+ tier. Now, Billing is another card that, again, I don't even think I've seen this Billing card. Let's have a quick look, actually. I've had a glance at him before. 88 sprint speed, 86 defense. Again, you see that most things, important things I'm looking for is defense awareness and sprint speed. I think he's a decent card, you know. What's his height? 4-star, 6'6". Decisive. 50k as well. You know what? He has got to go on S tier. I think. There's no doubt he has to go on S tier. We'll arrange this after. Now, Vieira. Now, this Vieira is a bit of a fraud. I don't think he's worth 1.1 million. No chance. This Vieira, again, another situation. Definitely not worth 1 million. But this Vieira is very good. I think he's priced heavily. I think this card's very good. With a shadow, S+ tier. I think he has everything that you'd want. 5 million is a bit on the tough side, so we're going to put him S+ tier. We really got to decide what we're going to do with all these, you know. We really got to decide. But we'll go with Berg as well. I'm looking at him now for the first time. 5'10". You know, he's a decent card, especially for his price. Good physicality. You know, there's an argument of him being S tier. We'll leave him in S tier for now. SCN. Ooh. Was one of my favorites when the game came out. Now, I think he's still there. I've always liked SCN. I think it goes S+. The jockey playstyle alone puts him in S+ tier. Like, trust me, that jockey playstyle, the amount of ground you can cover is unbelievable. Unbelievable. You would know you've been using defenders. He's very, very good. Just behind the camera, you can see he goes in. But he's very, very good. Then we're going to go to Marcel Desailly. I think he's very good for his price. 94 defense awareness. Passing could be a bit better, but at the end of the day, you're not looking at really curve. You're looking at really short pass, long pass. I think he's S tier. I don't think he's S+ tier. I would want a bit better sprint speed, but he can play centre back as well. I'd want the jockey playstyle. Like, if I haven't got the stats, he's going to be just behind a camera. If I haven't got the stats, this is the way that I do it. If I haven't got the stats, let's say I haven't got the 90 sprint speed, I would want at least a jockey playstyle to cover for it. You know what I mean? or if I haven't got the defensive awareness, stuff like that. Mateus, I think he's very good. He should be a bit faster. I think he lacks the defensive playstyles, but I think that he's still a good card. I think he goes in S tier. I think he's very diverse card as well. I think S tier, we'll move him after. There's going to be a lot of moving towards the end. So whatever you're seeing now on the list won't be the final one. Paredes, I think he's a good card. Good playstyles here as well. Lacks defending playstyles. Pretty much same as everyone else. I think he's S tier. He doesn't go A tier. He's S tier. What's his height? 5'11". I think he's S tier. Good, well-rounded card. So we'll sort this out after. We're not too far away from the end now. We only have about 5 cards left. Because again, I filtered it by certain stats. So I just put certain parameters in, like high sprint speed, certain interceptions. I don't even know this card, I'll be honest, but she looks decent. She's 5'5" though, so she can't go in S+. That's already rules her out. She's too short unless she had exceptional stats. I think she is an A tier card. The league as well is a bit of a problematic one. She goes in A tier. Itakura. 6'2". I think for this stage of the game, had this been early on in the cycle, he would have gone S tier. I think now he goes A tier. On the few last ones now, so we go with Walsh. So Walsh is one of those ones where I think she is better than people think. Jockey playstyle plus. I think because of her height, she can't go in S+. But she goes in S tier. Had she been about 6 foot something, that's a different caliber. Yeah, she can't shoot. But we'll come back to that in the end. So if she goes in, there we go. Don't know what happened there. We'll put her in S tier. She's just over here, just behind everyone else. On the final 3 now, so Havertz. So Havertz. Now don't forget, there's 2 versions of Havertz. This is the other one. We're not talking about this one. We're talking about this one now. From a CDM perspective, I think he's very good. Okay. I think he's got the sprint speed, defense. The only thing that lets him down is he hasn't got all the play styles that I'd want. I'd want a ping pass. I'd want a tiki taka, which he does not have. And that is probably one of the downsides with this Havertz card. I think he's a good card for a distributor, bringing the ball going forward. Very good height. I've evolved one of mine. I think he's not S+, but he goes in S tier, probably near the top, but we'll leave him here for now. Now, Stones, if you've done the SBC very early on with the choices, there's 2 of him. We're focusing on this one right now. I think he's still a very good card. He definitely holds up. I think he lacks the defensive playstyles. So he probably, at this point, would probably go S tier. We're going to move him in a second. Zakaria, we're on the final 2 now. Let's just get this sorted now. Zakaria still holds up well. I think he is S tier as well, which will dump him over there on the side. And then I think actually that's it. Zakaria's the last one. Okay, now it comes to... Now I know what you're thinking. Where the hell is Hullet? Where is Emery? Why did you leave them out? And the reason what happened is I filtered this maybe a bit too extreme, okay? Because I had to be a bit careful. I don't want to throw garbage in. And then after I made this video, I was like, I'm sure I'm missing someone. So I did sprint speed, I did 85, and I think I did defense, maybe even higher. I think it was 88. I had defense awareness, 80. I don't think 86 defense awareness. So what happened was, I think I did 88 sprint speed. Okay, so what happened was, and I did distribute CDMs, and I looked at the players. A lot of people got filtered out. So there's a few more than this. There's a few more than this, but a lot of people got missed. So it's the players, for example, that didn't have the sprint speed. So just to quickly go over this. Zemery, I think he's almost S+ tier. Defense awareness should be higher. But for a center mid, he's a better card. Center mid is a better card as opposed to a CDM. I still think he's S tier, maybe on the cusp of S+ tier. I think for center mid, he's S+. For CDM, he's S tier, okay? Chouameni didn't get in because he lacked the sprint speed. I think also another good card. I think he goes in just S tier, not S+. I think the sprint speed at this stage of the year, it lets him down. That's my opinion in regards to that. Hullet for center mid goes in S+ tier. For a CDM, I think he probably just edges S plus tier as well. That is the card that we didn't add in, that we should have added in. And I said he missed the filtering system, the filtration system. It's because of maybe interceptions I filtered with and the defense awareness. But I think I did 85 defense awareness. For some reason, the 85s weren't filtered in. So Torre also got admitted, but he would also be a very good card. I think for a CDM, he probably lacks the playstyle. So that reason he will go to S tier, but there is the reason to push him to S plus tier with those. So I think he's still a very good card. I think he's more of an attacking CDM. So he would be an S plus tier as attacking CDM. As an all-arounder CDM, I would want to see ideas, interception, defense awareness a bit higher. But I would say he's on a cusp. The argument could sway on either side. Caicedo, I think he's S tier. I think he also missed out again because of the sprint speed. Williams, another card that missed out as well. I think she's very good. She is short, but she unfortunately just misses out. I think she's S tier. I think with a height combination, could be better defensive play styles. I think she goes S tier. And De Jong, I think from his attacking abilities, this other De Jong is a much better card. His sprint defense awareness, he misses out on the list. Marquisio is another one that I've bloody missed out. Look at this. I swear, foot.gg, you messed this video up with the filters. 85 defense awareness. We're going to put him sprint speed 89. I think he goes, honestly speaking, in S, maybe considering S plus, depending on where and how you play him. But I think the lack of defense styles S tier, I think. I think that is everyone. McAllister, we also bloody missed out. Look at this. Sprint speed lets him down here. I think he's S tier. Hope I didn't miss anyone else. Let's have a quick look. Asagawa, he's a bit slow, so we kind of left him out, but he's a decent card. S tier as well. This Mbappe card is actually pretty decent. S tier. Sprint speed could be higher. Zvermendi, another card. Bloody hell, S tier. S tier, maybe even A tier now. Mateus, regular S tier, maybe creeps in. Anyone else that we missed out? Callahan, I think he's a good card. Him with Gross, but I think Gross and him, they miss out on the sprint speed. Same with this guy. I think he's S tier, not S plus or anything like that. So yeah, we missed out some of those cards. 1,000 apologies. But by the time watching this video, I'm actually not even in the country, so I can't even remake the video again. But before I'll add this in, just bear that in mind when you do see the final list. The list of how we're going to order this now. This is where things get a bit complicated. Who do I think is the best? I think it's probably going to be Ramirez. Then I would say Matuidi. Then, because of the jockey play style, I would say Essien. Then I would say Rodri. Then I would honestly... Ooh, a bit of a tough one here. Desai, do I want him to be an S plus tier? I think not, man. I think he's got some really nice play styles, but I'd want the sprint speed, man. Honestly, I'd want the sprint speed. Let's see. We're just going to zoom in a little bit here. Let's just zoom in a little bit, yeah. I'll be honest, I'd want the sprint speed. So I think he doesn't make the cut. The only person that's got low sprint speed here that doesn't, and this is going to be your best choice, is Rodri, because he's 89, but he's got everything else is cracked out, and he's got all the play styles. Yes, he could have better defensive play styles, I agree, but I think for what he can offer, and you can see everyone here, they can do a bit of everything, okay? They can shoot. Archie Gray is the only one, and Essien, which you can argue a bit, but if you look at their shooting stats, they're not dreadful. They're not like, okay, it's like terrible. So don't forget, look at Essien, for example. He's got 92 long shots. 91 long shot, 92 shot power. Inside the box, he's terrible, 70, but outside the box, he's good. Archie Gray is the same, but he's a bit on the other side, right? He's a bit of everything, but he's not amazing. But I think just as his job as a defender, I think he gets in. The argument could be, is he S tier? I think he's S plus. I think because of his height, his stature, what he can offer, I'm putting him in S plus tier. I think for his price as well, it really takes a big account. Now, Jones has the argument as well of S plus tier. I'm not going to pretend. I'll move this IE there. Now, Alberto has to go in here. Alberto, he's a pure defender, and that is the only reason why we've not put him in S plus tier. I think there is the reasoning, and he doesn't have the amazing play styles as well. Well, actually, he does, to be fair. Hang on, am I using the right one? Hang on 1 second. No, that's the wrong one. I was thinking for a second. Hang on. He hasn't got the best of play styles, but he's got the main things that you want. There's an argument for S plus tier, and maybe I might actually move him up there. I would want him to have better play styles, a bit better long passing. But you know what? I think if we're going to be strict, we move Archie Gray down as well. We move Archie Gray down. Now, this is where things get a bit complicated. I think Trent is the only card that I was thinking maybe gets made up higher, because Trent, I truly believe, like, he's one of the best. Trent goes there. Then Jones can go there. Mateus can go there. And just behind the... We'll put Desai... Okay, put Desai over there. Dawson would be lost. Stones could potentially go there. Then Tonali. Tough one. To be honest, it's a tough one. Ramirez is too slow now. Billing is actually a pretty decent card. Billing, you could argue, this guy here. I think Billing goes above Stones on the right-hand side. Stones goes maybe here. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to move to Tonali, put Stones here. I think he's a decent card. We're going to put... No, we put Xavi Alonso... Because he lacks a defensive side, Xavi Alonso. We'll put him over here, but he's more diverse. Walsh probably goes here. Maybe the argument is Walsh goes high, actually. Walsh goes higher because she's better defending. It's going to be a bit of a mixture, but I'll kind of go through who I'd recommend in a second. Berg's actually very, very good. Zakaria. Then this is where things get a bit tricky. So, Rabiot lacks a defending. She's lost. Ramirez is also one, the last one. Let's move it. Okay, let's move everyone up here. Put Stones here and put Walsh just over there. Okay, Tonali, you can go there. Xavi go there. Berg go there. Rabiot go there. I think Paredes goes here. Like this. I really like Xavi Alonso. I'm just going to rate him higher. I actually really like him. Rabiot goes there. I'm very happy with that final list. Okay. And then the end. Itakura probably has a higher weighting. Okay. Okay, I think we're going with this. This will be the list. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it, yeah? Alright. That's the list. You can see Walsh is there. Now, I'll explain to you my reasonings, okay? Now, this is just a lot of it's personal reasonings, but it's my tier list. Ramirez has the best of everything, okay? I think Ramirez, Matuidi, Essien, Rodri, and Vieira, I think you can't go wrong. I think Essien, just the jockey playstyle, really puts him there, although he lacks the shooting. But he's got the long shots. And Vieira goes in as well. I think those are ones that you can't go wrong with. Then I think Trent maybe has the argument of going S+, but he hasn't got all the defending playstyles. Alberto lacks the shooting. Archie Gray comes at a third because he has the bit better shooting, but I think Alberto is a better defender, and then he can play centre-back as well. So you have to weigh both those into account, but then he's an icon, so that's the way I'm doing it. And I'm doing Renato Sanchez, then I'm doing Jones. Now, Jones is the only one that I was a bit 50-50 with. I'm just going to look at Jones again, because I still think stats-wise he's very good. He's what I'd want. Finesse shot, jockey. I think we'll leave him where he is. Desai can't shoot. Mateus could have better defensive play styles. Has a bit of everything. I think Mateus, the argument could be higher, but the sprint speed lets him down for me. And then I'd ideally want Maybe just a bit more on the defensive play styles, but I think you can't put him any lower, okay? Billing, then we have Stones on the corner, and then we have Walsh, okay? Then we have Tonali. I think he's very good, but lacks defensive play styles. Xavi Alonso, very good. Could have better defensive play styles. Paredes, and you can argue there's an argument Paredes should be above these two, and I think the argument is correct. So I would go here. I don't really want to drop Havertz any lower, but he's a very good card. But oh, it's a tough one, honestly. It's the only reason why Havertz is staying where he is because I really like Xavi Alonso. Maybe I'm being a bit. Nah. Oh, I think we got it. I think we got to move Tonali down. I think, look, let's just get rid of personal affection and let's not let emotions cloud our decisions. I think Tonali lacks the defensive playstyles, but he has everything else that I'd want. He's got incisive, got intercept, got relentless, got the incisive, which is very important, and long ball. Quite rare to get that. I think we'll go with this. Berg goes there. Rabiot just goes just behind him for the fact that he hasn't got any defensive playstyles. I think there's an argument for him to be higher up. Maybe you could argue he beats Berg. But then I look at Berg and I see what he offers with his defensive playstyles. And it's a bit of a sticky one. You know what? It's my list. Rabiot. Berg. Zachary is still good. Adley's the only one which I'm not 100% sure with. I'm just 100% sure with him. But he just hasn't got the defensive playstyles I'd want. I think that's cool. And yeah, that would be in total my defensive playlist. Let's just fix some of these images because they look a bit. Let's do this. Make them look a bit more prominent. There we go. I think that would be my tier list. I'm just going to move the camera for a second so you can see what's going on. That would be my tier list. Now, I know on the right-hand side is a bit of a mess, but that would be my tier list. I think for the S+, only those 4 cards get in. And that's where I'd probably stay it at. There is an argument for certain other cards like Trent. There's an argument for him to go in S+ tier, especially his price. Same as Alberto. Maybe you could argue a lot of people, the first 5 cards in S tier, but I think S+ will keep for the best of the best. Then the list below that, I think there's a few things that's missing. Paredes, you can argue, unless you love Tiki Taka and Pink Pass, he can be, maybe you can argue at the same level as Billing, but I think there's an argument to be made for everyone. But that would be my list. A lot of these players here are short. Has to go as bit of everything, so he goes just above. It's a quarter, but it's got the height and everything. That's my CDM tier list. I think realistically speaking, there is so many good cards you can get. Like, let's say we looked at this evolution, the Kaiser, right? Look at Van der Ven, for example, right? There is so much you can do here. Like, who cares about tricks? But look at this. There's so much you can do and involve some insane cards here. I think this evolution is good. If you really want to just find the best players, what I'd recommend is go sprint speed. I'm going to be honest, minimum 88. Defensive awareness, minimum 88. Okay. Interceptions, you want this to be 85. Stand tackling, although it's not that important really. Stamina, I would say you want minimum 85. Aggression, which can help, we're going to put at 80. Jumping, we're going to put at 82. What does that take us? So we still got a good few pages. So any of these cards realistically be very, very good. Kunde, of course, being up there. The jockey play stuff. Like, is it wobbly worth the upgrade? Not really. There is some really good cards here. I think keep this one. Wait a little bit. And I think that is what... How many of these cards can play CDM? I don't think many. But I know this evolution's come out. But I think there could be a chance as a CDM mix. And you can see some pretty good CDM cards here. You know, so I think some food for thought here, really. But anyway, guys, let's leave it there. Thank you for watching. That is a tier list. And of course, catch you next time. Peace out.